Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Game 2 between OG and MudGolems. I apologise for the slight late start. It wasn't on the tournament page, had to find it on the Dota TV, but we're here now, and that's all that matters. So, OG absolutely dismantled MudGolems in that first game. It was just so one-sided that it just looked like MudGolems really needed some sort of miracle to bring themselves back into that game, and unfortunately, one just did not answer their prayers. So, we'll see if maybe they've been able to rally, maybe think of some sort of new strategy to potentially bring into the second game to keep themselves in it. We'll have to wait and see though. But OG have led up with the Sven pick. You know, it's a position one which is a such high demand between so many teams because of its just versatility in the team fights. Especially once you get that Axe online, just turn into Superman, flying around, Hadoken people in the face. It's pretty potent to go up against. The MudGolems take the Omni Knight as their first pickup. I mean, the Omni and the Sven combo is just absolutely disgusting. The way the Heavenly Grace gives you bonus strength and the Sven ultimate gives you bonus damage based on your strength. It's a real disgusting combo. So MudGolems make sure that doesn't come out for OG in this game. I mean, ever since Secret a few days ago started picking up this OG as Edition 5, just every single team's been pretty much following suit. And he's basically just all of a sudden been brought back into the meta after several months of this Omni just being all the way at the back of everyone's memories. He's now just in every single game, what it feels like. But that's Dota. You know, the meta changes all the time. And is this Omni Knight's time to shine once again? So, I mean, this is probably as much as this Omni grab is probably as much as a counter pick as it is as a safety pick. So we'll see what main position one they want to grab to pair up with the Omni Knight on their own side. We'll have to wait and see what they do go for. They're actually just going to grab the Shadow Demon once again. Worked pretty well for them in the previous game in the hands of Saksa. But as I was saying in the draft, there is that potential for them to put it into the mid lane on Thompson. They've done it a couple of times in the past before, so we'll see if they're going to do it again. MudGolems actually going to grab up the PA as their second hero. So this is a hero which, you know, on paper does really well against the Sven with the natural evasion built into her, and it forces the Sven to build an MKB, which, you know, an MKB isn't really an item that a Sven wants to have to build. You know, you generally want to, if you're going to get an MKB, you want it to be really late on the game, but the PA is just going to force you to build it much sooner than you really want to. So we'll probably see like a Slardar ban come out now from OG, because a Slardar paired with a PA is real disgusting. Just that minus armor makes those coup de grace crits do a bajillion damage. So we'll most likely see that taken away. Obviously the PA, she really enjoys the tankiness and the status resistance that comes out with the Omni Knight pairing, but to have a real true combo with the Omni Knight, you tend to want to have like a sort of strength melee core, so then that bonus strength just gets transmuted into bonus damage as well, and just gets a little bit more of efficiency out of it. But there's very few strength heroes that either come with some sort of evasion or you naturally want to build a butterfly for. So the PA is just a pretty natural choice to go with. As I was saying, the status resistance is still nice. So if you take away the Storm Spirit, the Viper as well, two heroes that are going to be mainly focused towards Boromir. We'll see if maybe they might take the Snapfire away again. I mean, it didn't really work for them too well in the previous game, but I'm not sure if that was really the hero's fault, as it was just Thompson purely outplaying Boromir in the mid lane, what it felt like. So, yeah, it's quite difficult. You want a hero in the mid lane which can just really easily secure CS whilst keeping a relatively safe distance, so maybe something like a Zeus pickup, but you're going to want to see more of OG's lineup before you put yourself into a Zeus pickup. There's a lot of heroes who can easily counter it out. So meanwhile, OG are putting all their bans towards Boromir. MudGolems are heavily focusing all of their bans towards Seb. Taking away the Tidehunter, taking away the Timbersaw. Might take away an axe. An axe could be pretty legit going up against the PA. I mean, it's not exactly like the axe itself is in the high meta at the moment. But, you know, just the calls with the blade mail. There's always that potential for the PA just to crit onto the blade mail and then just blow herself up. But obviously, the call wouldn't last as long because of the status resistance comes out from the Omni Knight. So maybe it's not really the best pick to go for, perhaps. There is still a Magnus in the pool. And I think OG will gladly snap up that mag if it's still available once MudGolems have had their last pick. But it could be a legit pickup for them themselves. Obviously, they've already got the Omni Knight, which is going to be their position 5. So the Magnus would have to go into 33 hands for the offlane. And the one downside of having a core Magnus is that the PA is not just going to have constant empower buffs on it, because, you know, if one of your core roles is just following around the PA the entire time, then they're not really progressing their own game very well. So maybe we won't see that for them. You can definitely see it picked up for OG though if MudGolems don't grab it themselves. Even ban out the Centaur. No good like sort of initiating stun hero that could come out from the side of OG to try and grab this PA off guard. Especially if the Omni Knight isn't always a sat behind her, so chuck those Heavenly Graces on. Okay, so MudGolems actually grabbed the Mirana, so this is most likely to be for Milan in the position 4 role. Just going to be making quite a few rotations towards the mid lane perhaps to try and set up a few early kills. So whatever position 3 MudGolems are going to grab, he wants to be someone who can sustain themselves pretty well in the lane come that sort of level 2, level 3 area, as that is when the Mirana's going to be most likely to start making her rotations. But I mean, the Timber's already gone. They banned out themselves. Tide, Descent's gone. Other sort of like main sort of cores which 33 likes to play, he could take into that off lane. The Beastmaster's still in the pool. There's that potential pickup. But OG actually go for the Earth Spirit. So is this going to be a Topson Earth Spirit once again? Or is this going to be now a support? Put into the hands of Saxa, and then maybe OG, No Tail will then take the Shadow Demons to 5. Or is this now going to be once again the Shadow Demon Topson in the mid? Or the Earth Spirit Topson in the mid? Or even the Sven Topson in the mid? Who bloody knows? Topson just plays way too many heroes. His pool is just so diverse, it's really hard to sort of try and predict on what he's going to do. That is one of OG's core strengths, is that it is just their unpredictability. I think the only thing you can predict that they're going to do is run at you and try and kill you. That's about it. MudGolems, their 4th grab up, they go with the Mars. So can do pretty well in the solo once he gets a few levels online to try and keep himself alive. Especially because this can be paired up against the Sven. So we'll see what the position 5 for OG is actually going to be. I mean, they could still grab that Magnus, and then obviously the Shadow Demon or the Earth Spirit will go towards the mid lane for the Topson once again. I mean, if they grab the Mag, it's just exactly the same lineup. Exactly the same lineup. I mean, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh, Searching Glyph hit. The Ancient Apparition. So, is this going to be the support AA, or is this going to be that sort of trolling mid AA that you sometimes see in your pubs? Just going for those chilling touch points and becoming that sort of long-range DPS, especially once you get the Ags online. We'll have to wait and see, but I think it's probably most likely still going to be for No Tails to position 5, Sucks will still take the Shadow Demons to 4, and then Topson's going to be rolling with this Earth Spirit as the 2. So then that would mean it's just Seb's hero left to pick up for OG now, and Boromir's hero left to pick up for MudGolems. Could be the potential of the Seb Enigma coming out, maybe. It's a nice hero that works well against the PA as well. Obviously the Midnight Pulse and the Black Hole just doing so much damage, just completely negating the effectiveness of the blur from the PA. Plus the status resistance that comes out from the Omni Knight doesn't change the duration of the Black Hole stun at all. As soon as it would initially wear off, you just get instantly Black Hole once again. But we'll see what OG you're going to grab up. They don't even waste any sort of time, they're going straight for it. And it's actually going to be the ET. So I suppose we'll probably see a pretty snap, quickish Aghanim Scepter coming out for the ET. Because that way you'll be able to get that magic immunity and just roll straight through the Mars arena. Plus the Naturalized Aura just making this Sven do too much damage to deal with. MudGolems actually to go for the Ember as their final pickup, so that's going to be for Boromir in the mid lane. Going up against this Earth Spirit. Or are they going to put the ET in the mid and then... Nah, it's pretty much guaranteed to be Tops and Earth Spirit in the mid, surely. Yeah. So, I think between these two heroes in the mid lane, it's a bit more even. I definitely still feel like in the other game, the Snapfire was more favoured, but Thompson just purely outplaying Boromir got the advantage nonetheless. So, seeing as how these heroes are actually more evenly matched, I'd probably say that Thompson should be able to roll this lane a little bit easier now. We'll probably see lots of high points into the Searing Chains coming out from Boromir as well. Want to try and maximise the lockdown he can get for the arrows coming out from Milan. Try and have like the easiest setup as he possibly can. But it's not exactly like it's the easiest thing to land, purely because the chains don't exactly have the longest duration. You know, you might still land those arrows nonetheless and get a few early kills on Thompson. And if you can shut down Thompson, that will definitely free up their game a little bit. We'll just have to wait and see if Ski is going to have an easier time this game than he did in the previous. I think he should definitely have a slightly easier time farming up, rather than being up against the Beastmaster. Just going to be up against that ET now. I mean, sure, the ET is going to hurt a hell of a lot with that massive ass briefcase just slamming into Skeeter's face. But, you know, it's not going to be those constant boss harass spam coming out. So we'll have to wait and see how it actually turns out for him. Looks like OG even to go for like some sort of first blood attempt down towards the bot lane as well. Taking 4 heroes down here.
You are a true friend.
Let's see who they actually end up running into first. Over 33 or Milan. Well, they're probably just going to sit on high ground, actually. Wait to see if anyone just walks straight up into them. Actually, no. Maybe one doesn't care about waiting on high ground. He's just charging straight forward. So he wants to try and get a very early grab up, if possible. Man's going to try and go for the ward into the aggressive part of the lane. Are you going to read this? Just set up around the... just a very aggressive stance from them.
30 seconds to battle.
Not going to run into anyone though, so no early first blood attempts. Everyone's going to start swapping back to where they should be in their respective lanes. Looking like Sarkis is going to be able to grab the top bounty as well. Who wins Clicker War for the triangle? Seb actually ends up getting that one as well. So it does end up being a 3-for-1 bounty trade favouring OG. Obviously, it is just level 1 bounties, so it's not exactly like it's the biggest victory in the world. It's 200 gold spread across the entire team. But, you know, it just means you're going to get those first set of tangos online that slight bit faster. So we'll see which carries end up getting the farm and speed efficiency coming out. Who's going to have the better early start? The harass potential coming out from 33 Milan will be quite potent, especially if there's going to be like an easy spear set up into the spear coming out from Milan as well. It's going to be a heavy amount of lockdown, especially if they get the grab onto No-Tail. There's not much that an Ancient Apparition can really do to survive against that sort of aggression. It's just a really squishy hero. Make sure he gets that sentry down just before the creep camp spawn.
Normally.
How's the farm in the mid lane going between these two? Oh, Boromir is already getting quite low. Thompson already able to put out quite a nice amount of harass onto him. In terms of CS, very slightly for Boromir so far, and plus there's actually still more creeps for him to farm up yet. So he's having an alright time. Going for those points into the Flame Guard. Definitely soak up quite a nice bit of the magic damage that does come out from Thompson. But even still, these right clicks do hurt quite a bit as well. Jump forward from mid one and No-Tail, trying to get the grab down to 33, and it's actually enough to hit it with that final hit from the chilling touch.
Normally.
Big chunk of gold going towards No-Tail there. Got 500 lined up as well. Just going to go for those early brown boots, or is he going to buy a bunch of support items? Actually, he's going to get a wand. Bring all that out. Tons of mana regen as well. That's all an AA really needs. As long as if you can keep spamming out those chill and touch damage bonuses, you'll be in a pretty alright position. But we already see a slight CS difference between mid 1 and Skeeter. Mid 1 13 to 3, and Skeeter's only 6 to 2. So already quite a big lead there for mid 1. So maybe this constant harassment coming out from Soxa and Seb's actually enough to really hinder his game. Even Soxa again, cheeky little denies there under the tier 1 tower as well. Real insult to injury there for Skeeter. But at least this time Boromir is having a much better time in the mid lane as compared to what he did in the previous. It's actually a bit more even on that farming style. 19 and 3 to him. The 21 and 2 to Thompson. So very, very even between the two. Who's actually winning slowly? Actually, Thompson is 200 gold ahead on actual net worth. Probably from Boromir having to spend more gold on consumables to keep himself healed up. Ooh, nice roll forward from Thompson as well. Keeps Boromir stunned up and actually lets him snatch away that illusion room. Fills up his bottle as well. So we'll probably start to see that lead grow a little bit more now for Thompson, seeing as how he has the sustainability coming out from that full bottle. He's been doing pretty well in the lane since I last checked up. Closing up on that CS difference between him and mid 1 quite nicely. 20 to 3 now. So the 24 and 8 of mid 1. I'm sure mid 1's doing pretty well on denies. So definitely limiting the amount of XP that is going into 33, but even still, the position 1 doesn't really care about that goal disparity between them and the off lane. Doesn't matter too much. Looks like it's probably going to end up being 2 for 2 on the bounties. No, actually, Fart's going to be able to snatch away both the top 2. So this time it's going to be a slight gold advantage favouring MudGolems this time. This is a very, very passive game, this one. Not really much huge kill potential coming out from both sides. I mean, definitely down the bottom, there is actually the potential to get some early kills. But it doesn't seem like either team is really able to get the connection, despite that first blood happening for OG down here onto 33. Seems like both sides are a little bit too scared to try and go for some sort of extra play. Maybe now with the potential of the mid laners being able to rotate round, as they've all got their level 6s online. Thompson's actually already gone for rotation up towards the top lane, put the magnetize down onto Skeeter. With the kick right into his face, he's going to be able to bring him down. The purification coming out from far though, he's trying to keep him alive for as long as he possibly can. But it's not going to matter. The briefcase and the star doing way too much damage. Seb's getting pretty low here, so he might be forced to go back. Actually, he's just going to pop the stick and keep himself going. Roll forward there from Thompson, finishes him off. So 2 quick kills there for the side of OG. Thompson making his good first rotation of the game. Bringing down that high value kill of Skeeter. Anything you could do to delay the position one on the other team is a very worthy thing to do. Fortunately, Borony has not actually gone for any sort of gank just yet. Maybe once he's got his level 7, he might go for something. He did actually bother going for any points into the Syrian chains as well, so not really trying to go for any sort of gank potential coming out from Milan. Maybe that could have been like a slight mistake in their game plan this time, perhaps. Thompson's getting nice and aggressive here in the mid lane once again. Going up against Borony and Fata. Let's go for a little roll backwards. Boots Borony in the face, says, "Go away, mate. I don't want any more aggression coming out from you." That's a little bit of courier micro there for Thompson. No tail, sorry. Keeping it alive for now. Milan and 33, they realise it's there.
Normally.
Oh, sorry, another sneeze. I promise, guys, it's not Corona. Not that it really matters for you lot. Not gonna be able to get it over the computer. Run, courier, run! Flee! Oh, there, here comes the arena. Comes out for 33, connects onto mid 1 with the rotation for Boronia. Sets up for an easy kill there onto the position 1. So finally, a nice little rotation comes out for Boronia. Sets up for a high value kill. Saves both the position 1s dying across the map. Not at the same time, obviously, but even still. At least they get a nice little trade for themselves. Now this is the smoke coming out from Borony and Fata as well. Just gonna head up to the Radiant Triangle then, see if there's anyone here. They actually are gonna spy out all these stacks being made by Saxa. Is Borony gonna try firing up now? They are gonna be under a ward though, so there's gonna be instant responses coming out from the side of OG. They're picking them out now. They're seeing that this big stack's being taken, but they're not going to be able to get her in time. Huge amount of farm now being stolen from the side of MudGolems. Thompson has rotated around here. Sox is coming in from the side as well. Doesn't quite want to bother going for the grab there. So they end up being able to escape after taking a... I think it was just a triple. I'm not sure if it was a quad or not. But even still, nice little movements there from MudGolems. Then, rotating around the side, arrow, it actually connects onto No Tail, stunned behind the tier 1 tower. 33 with an easy spear connection, even Borony can come flying on in to finish up the kill.
Normally.
Look like they're going to try and set up for some early aggression onto this tier 1 tower, but I mean, their one's already fallen across the other side of the map. Midborn and Seb able to clear it up themselves. Even actually able to find a couple of stacks in the dire jungle now, stealing them away from the side of MudGolems. Unless that was the stack that Seb made for himself. Maybe. Not too sure. I don't know. I don't know. TP from Topson going out towards the bot lane. A few other TPs now coming in from the side of OG. They want to try and get some sort of gank attempt coming out here onto MudGolems. It looks like they're going to be able to net the kill onto 33 at least. Nothing you can do to survive.
Normally.
Looks like Boromir will be able to dodge out as well, keep himself going. So, I mean, they do lose 33, but that was a huge amount of TP rotations coming out there from the side of OG. So maybe it's not too bad. It's a bit of space created. But at least it wasn't mid one that got involved as well. Boromir is actually rotated around here now. Going to try and get the grab onto him. Arrow just barely off the mark there from Milan. I think if that landed, they could have actually tried to go for the kill there. I mean, there was a Sarks who actually already TP'd in to maybe try and go for some sort of counterplay. But even still, OG trying to force down this tier 1 tower. 33 has respawned, trying to come in here. But everyone from OG has already fallen back. So they're not going to be able to find the grab onto anyone. Tier 1 even falls to mid 1. You know, it seems like everyone from side of MudGolems headed down towards the bot to try and get a gank onto Topson or Seb. Just more space for mid 1 to keep himself going. All 3 calls at the side of OG. Sat at the top of that net worth chart at the moment. But sure, this isn't an as dominant game as we saw in the previous one coming up from OG, but even still, they're nicely ahead at the moment. I tried to jump forward onto Boromir. The Ice Blast there from No-Tail actually does connect, so I think Boromir's going to die. And he does take down from the Magnetize and the Frost damage coming out from No-Tail. The Thompson's not done yet, keeping this aggression going forwards, focusing now onto Fart. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Even gets slowed up by the Shadow Demon ultimate. Milan now going to get focused up himself. He does still have 2 leap charges available to use, but Thompson doesn't care about leap charges. He's still rolling forwards. And he can't quite find the another grab there onto Milan, but even still, just constant pressure coming out from OG. Oh, yeah, you went the wrong way, Milan. You went into the real one. You're dead, mate. You are gone. Even Thompson just booting the ET straight into Milan's face. I mean, at least this time for the side of MudGolem, Skeeter isn't a million miles behind mid one. Sure, he's 1300 gold, but at least this time he's going to have his own Battle Fury online at a pretty decent timing. So he will be able to recover. Not going to be completely shut down.
Normally.
Easy stop set up there, comes out onto 33. Even the Ice Blast connection from No-Tail from across the map. 33's just dead from this. Nothing he can do to survive. Seb's going to start laying into Milan, but that's going to give enough time for Boromir and Far to rotate around. He's going to try and lock him down in place. Even Ski is going to TP in here to try and get involved. There's not enough lockdown so far. Seb, it looks like he should be able to run away from this. Jump forward for Ski, crits on the first hit. And there's the final chains that come up from Boromir. Lock Seb in place. He can't run anymore. They do net a response kill at least. I think Seb was definitely worth more gold than 33. Barely though. Only like 17 gold. Hardly anything to be honest. But even still, a kill's a kill. It does cost a lot of rotations, but you know, you're finding something at least. So maybe Boromir and 33 are thinking about trying to set up for Topson, but there's no way you're going to get that kill. Especially with No-Tail just sat right behind him. Far too difficult to get. Topson is rolling forward. Boulder actually gets blocked from outside it. The arena does get committed with 33, trying to lock him in place. The Ice Blast comes in from No-Tail, connects onto 2, doing quite a nice amount of damage, but it looks like Topson's still going to be able to fall. Now mid-1 just comes flying in, wants to get involved, but out comes the GA from Far and completely negates all the damage that this Sven can actually do. So very nice moves there from MudGolems. They have to use the arena and the GA, but I mean they get a net kill onto the Earth Spirit. Very high value one to find. They're not done yet. They're jumping forwards. Going to get the double chains onto Seb and Sarksa, locking them both down. Seb's going to fall once again, and now Sarksa drops the GG branches. I think he knows he's gone. And sure enough, he gets deleted from the game. So another 2 kills found by MudGolems. They're not out yet. They keep this aggression foot going. And Bornir, it looks like he's actually going to run into No-Tail. What? I think he actually didn't see him.
Normally.
I think that tiny little divot in from that tree somehow did not give Bornir the vision there onto No-Tail. I think that might have been a good thing though, seeing as how there was the TP coming in from mid 1 as well. So they might have been able to do some sort of counterplay there, OG. If they were forced into that situation. We see the exact same build coming out from mid 1. Mask of Madness into the Echo Saber, into the BKB. Not quite online as fast as it was in the previous game, but still going to be a very nice timing for him. Even with that bomb, 33, managed to net a free kill onto No-Tail. Cost the arena, but I don't think they really care at this point. It kills the kill. Looks like Milan might get caught out. He manages to dodge the sleep with the roller forward, coming out from Thompson. And they might be able to grab him here, even the disruption grab from Saxa. Milan's dead. There's being a support trade. Maybe slightly favouring OG there, seems as though No-Tail's the 5. But I think just the, not a huge amount of gold, 1500 gold difference between those 2 heroes. So Skier, with this finished up Battle Fury, he's trying to keep himself in it, with a couple of stacks made by Fata. Definitely going to be able to ramp up his farmer speed a little bit. Got the BKB himself queued up as his next item. Wants to maybe try and get involved in these fights a little bit sooner, rather than just getting constantly locked down. The Maelstrom's online for Bornir now. So there is that potential to start being able to do a little bit more damage in these coming fights. Thompson with the roll forward does actually connect onto Bornir, but the Ice Blast, it does actually just manage to nab onto him. He's just keeping his cool though. He's not going to bother trying to use any fire remnants to escape this. Maybe they could potentially want to try and set up for some sort of counterplay, but mid 1's here now as well. It will be a very difficult kills for MudGolems to try and go for. The arrow does connect onto Thompson, but they're not going to go forward anymore. Even though the arena gets committed by 33, it doesn't actually get anyone trapped. It must have just been defensive usage just to make sure that no one on the side of OG got on top of him. So nobody actually ends up dropping, and it costs the arena from MudGolems. So maybe that's a slight victory there for the side of OG. The Indians coming out now from these 2 teams. They both just run straight into each other. Far gets caught out. Everyone else on the side of MudGolems are just dispersed, can leave him alone. Ooh, a little bit of miscommunication there between Saxa and No-Tail. Not that it really matters. Far still ends up dropping. Maybe they want to try and go for a nice kill onto the top there. The arrow, it does connect. The Skier comes flying in to get the finishing hit. And Thompson does end up dropping. They're going to carry on this aggression going forward. The spear connects onto No-Tail and he brings him down as well. But no, mid 1, he's going to try and get involved. They want to try and turn this fight around, even though they're a hero down. Massive amount of damage coming out from mid 1, especially with that splitter from Seb. Skier, ooh, lucky dodge. He just managed to get the blow off, but that's not going to matter. No more lucky dodges coming out from him. Mid 1 actually ends up getting a double kill. Saxa at least falls in the background, but Seb and mid 1 have headed their way over here. Ooh, a nice little dodge there by Bornir, escaping the stomp and the Stormhammer stun. Looks like maybe they're going to swap their attention over to Milan instead, taking quite a bit of damage, but Fart's now respawned and able to get back into this fight, assisting the other 2 members of his team. Bornir caught by the Stormhammer. Unfortunately, no more fight. He did actually have a Fire Remnant charge available for him. He wanted to try and dodge that, but he didn't actually end up going for it, and it cost him his life. Far now trying to run away. Can't quite make it though. Mid 1 manages to clean him up once more. I think mid 1 actually got all of those kills. Yeah, but because they were so far apart, it doesn't actually count as a quad kill, but we know it was. So mid 1 getting involved in these fights to great effect as well. Still basically full HP, full mana after that entire engagement as well. Able to keep his farm going up. He didn't even bother having to use this BKB. In that whole entire fight, he did not even have to use the BKB. That's just got to feel even worse for the side of MudGolems there. I mean, it was a pretty staggered fight though. To be honest, like it wasn't a clear 5-on-5 clash. It was like 3 heroes clashed, and then the other 2 started trickling in, and then people died and respawned and got back in there. It was a very chaotic fight. I mean, once TP back up towards the top. Maybe thinking they might try to go for some sort of play there onto Milan. Seems like he was chasing onto Seb, but can't quite find the connection. Midwan's going to be able to get this Aghanims online pretty soon as well. Only 1,200 gold away. There is actually a fight going on in the mid lane. The arena comes it out. Doesn't actually trap anyone. Sarksuler gets deleted from an easy crit there from Skeeter. He blinks over to the side of Milan. Split up just barely missing. We'll keep him alive for now. He spears Thompson into the tree there to try and hold them all back. But Thompson's not done yet. Keep rolling forward. Now he's put himself into a little bit of a dodgy position. Maybe they thought about Milan tried going for a jump forward maybe with the spear, but changed their minds. Both teams are sort of poking and prodding at the moment. Thompson's trying to control up Milan. But a nice heavily grey step and Farter got the silence off and allowed Milan to actually get out of there with his life. So that actually only ends up being Sarksa dying in that entire engagement. But despite the fact that, you know, when all these engage, like, I don't know. I thought that maybe this game wouldn't be going too badly for MudGolems, but I suppose Skeeter's gotten involved a few times. Sure, he has got a couple of kills, but they've always been on to supports. But this is a lot of time that he spent not being able to farm up. Russia committed from mid one, trying to get grab on Sporonier, but there's too much to save when he can't quite close the gap. Even a Desolator finished up now for Skeeter as well. So deciding just to delay that BKB for now. Maybe realising that they're really lacking damage. And OG just immediately on the hunt. They do spot the fact that 33 went into these trees with that lane ward. So they can see if they can find him. He's actually going to show himself straight in the lane. I think this is just an easy kill. There's nothing that he can do to survive this, especially with the spear right on top of him. Gonna drop his arena to try and make a little bit of space. I don't think it's gonna do anything. Manages to spear mid one away at least, but that doesn't mean anything. He still ends up dying. Yeah, potentially the rest of the MudGolems were thinking about going for the Roshan, but they would not have had enough time. Mid one and Sarksa is already over here. It's a wise choice to bail out of that. They would put themselves into a real bad situation if they went for that kill attempt and still failed. Oh, the stun. It does actually go for mid one, but there's disruption though from Sarksa. That's a little bit of an awkward usage. So it looks like Boromir should still be able to escape from this. He does get the fire remnant off to the side, but he's super slow, so it's not going to be the best usage. The Ice Blast comes out from No Tail, and it does actually manage to finish up with the Purge from Sarksa completing the duration. But Thompson, he's right by the tier 2 tower, trying to man fight against Skeeter. Unfortunately, it doesn't go his way, and it costs us his life. So Ag's now online for mid one as well. We're going to start to see that Superman come into true effect now. Easily able to get on top of the Ember Spirit if he's ever caught out. No longer has to just waddle his way up to him and lose loads of time on potential right clicks. But looks like OG just want to roll into this Roche pit. Probably spotting the fact that Fata and 33 were both down by the mid lane. Bot lane, sorry. So this is going to be plenty of space for them to get this Roche. And nobody on the side of MudGolems is anywhere near. And no scan coming out, so I don't think they know this is going on whatsoever. This is going to be a completely free Roshan for the side of OG. Most likely just going to put the Aegis into the hands of mid one. So now with that Aegis advantage, they can start applying even more pressure now onto MudGolems. They'll probably wait for the for God's Strength to be back online before they make their next move. And then we'll probably see him start pushing down the tier 2 tower. But Thompson, he's actually found a grab onto Far, just trying to get a little bit of space to get those bounty runes. Far's now put himself into a really awkward position. Jump forward from mid one. Doesn't connect, but he really comes out. Connects onto two of them. Thompson just managed to roll out there, so he's not going to get trapped himself. But even still, he puts himself on all three cores. The Stormhammer comes out from mid one. Connects onto everyone. Double kill comes out of Sven. That split up did so much damage. Borony is getting pretty low. With the final couple of hits to come out from mid one, he does end up dying. It's just Fire and Milan left. But not that it matters. They all die. Milan's the only survivor, and he barely lives himself. It's absolute destruction there that comes out from the side of OG. Just so much physical damage that comes out from this Sven. It's that beautiful Stormhammer, connects onto three of them, brawl them all down. I mean, I think that was Thompson's plan, right? His bait. He was just bait. He said, here, group up on top of me, let this Sven just cleave you all down. I mean, that fight was even without the God Strength, by the way. If God Strength was online, that probably would have been like 5 seconds short of that fight. Even the Ag's now online for Seb as well, so he's not going to be able to get trapped up by these arenas anymore once he gets that magic immunity. I mean, Skeeter and Borneo, they're up pretty soon, so maybe we'll see OG not push forward onto the tier 3 just yet. Maybe wait for Thompson to get over it. He has no respawn. He's actually heading straight for the mid lane, so maybe that is what their plan is. No toe even just cutting creep waves. MKB queued up as his next item. Obviously, very nice item to cancel the effectiveness of the blur that comes out from the PA. Unfortunately, Ski is still just trying to work towards his BKB. About 1400 gold in our way, just needs the recipe. Basark's is on the hunt with the Glimmer Cape. He manages to dodge the creep wave, so Ski is not going to go for the run away. I think they predicted the wrong direction, but 33 looks like he might get caught out instead. With that Moonlight Shadow, he doesn't get spoiled. Oh, he actually ends up walking past the sentry ward. So as he realises he's there, I don't think there's any other sort of follow-up. They don't really care about chasing anymore. They've got an entire creep with them. So they're still going to be able to take down this tier 2 tower. There's no glyph either available from the side of the Dire. Not for another 3 minutes and a half either. So we might just see him push straight onto this tier 3. There's no need for them to go back. This creep wave is going to be able to stay alive for a really long time. As long as someone tanks the tower for him anyway. God Strength immediately popped by mid one. Just going to start laying into this tier 3. Knock at the door of MudGolem, says, if no one's home, I'm going to kick down your door and enter your house either way. And sure enough, that is what they're going to do. Arrow does connect onto Milan. Does connect from Milan, I should say, onto Thompson. But the stomp comes out there from Seb. But Thompson actually boots Boronier the other way rather than into the rest of his team. Could have potentially gone for some sort of easy kill setup. They're just trying to delay this base take as much as they can. It's not going to be too much success. They've still lost the entire lane. And OG's just going to be able to back out. Only having to commit the God Strength. And there's still plenty of time to work with. So they're just going to fall back, wait for the next one to be online, and probably do exactly the same thing. No reason for them not to. Even MKB now online for mid one. So this game's just even harder now for Skeeter. He's really going to struggle to actually survive in these coming engagements. Just a couple of pokers and prods coming out from Milan and Boronier there, but Thompson, he just rolls straight forwards, maybe trying to find the grab onto Milan. Can't quite find it, but he's still charging forwards, wants to find something with this arcane rune activated. Guess it's the wrong way, and Milan actually manages to dodge us out. But everyone inside of MudGolems is miles away from their base. So this could be a free base take for the side of OG now if they want to. Just push straight onto this tier 3 in the mid. Skeeter Fire was just cutting creep waves. Managed to TP out there. Don't end up throwing their lives away for any sort of silly, frivolous task. Thompson, he rolls forward, gets the connection on the Skier, just sees TP back to base. Trying to keep this pressure going, but he does manage to get the blink off to Boronier at least, making a little bit of space for him. Now Thompson just all the way inside the Dire base right now. Midland comes flying in, trying to get involved. Just deletes Fire way too fast. Ski falls as well. No buyback for 70 seconds. And this is going to be another set of racks going for the side of OG right now. There's nothing the MudGolems can do to stop this. Nice arrow. Connects onto Thompson there as he's going for the roll. I know that wasn't the intended target, but he'll take it either way. Melee barracks down. Range barracks very shortly to follow. And OG just going to back out once again. Another set of barracks full. No soft contestation comes out there from MudGolems. They can't even take a single hero away from the side of OG. Should jump for Milan. Maybe they want to try and set up here for onto Thompson, but a very dangerous skill to go with. The odds could have changed their minds. Ooh, nearly getting the grab there onto Boromir. Just manages to dodge it. The top side comes flying on in there. Still manages to connect onto Boromir. The GA has to be committed by far just to make sure that Boromir doesn't die. The Ice Blast coming out from No Tail. Oh, it actually manages to connect and actually gets the kill. He's gone for 50. Does have a buyback available if he needs to. But it looks like Fire's going to drop either way. Mid one just laying into him. And he's not done yet. Charges falling onto 33. He just manages to get the Moonlight Shadow. Keeps him alive for now. Ooh, no, Thompson nearly getting speared back into the base, but actually just gets saved by the wall there, so he's not going to die just yet. But even still, he's stuck between 3 heroes. Mid one's just getting re-involved. This is a buyback from Boromir, and he dies. He can't survive at all. And now it's just Skeeter left all alone. What's he going to do? He can't do anything. This is his game. Oh, big arena by 33. Doesn't find anything. He still dies. And jump forward mid one once again. Brings down Skeeter. And GG's called. Whoa, that was another complete beatdown there from the side of OG. Despite the fact that this game, it definitely didn't go as bad as the previous one for the side of MudGolems, it was still just a complete outclassing. It really was. It just felt like there was nothing the MudGolems could do once again. Despite the fact that Skeeter's farm wasn't as bad, and he could potentially bring it back into it, but I don't know. It just felt like every single time they tried to make something happen, it was such a fruitless attempt. And they just never really got anything out of it. They could barely find any kills onto No Tail or Saxa. Actually, how many times did No Tail even die? It was pretty few, wasn't it? He died 4 times. Saxa died 3 times. All just very low deaths amongst everyone. Meanwhile, lots of deaths on the side of MudGolems. Well, you know, that's something you just tend to see from coming out from the side of OG. Just pedal to the metal. Kill, kill, kill. So, either way, GG to OG, taking that victory 2-0. Thanks for watching that video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it and the content I was able to provide. I am just starting out, so if you did like it and you want to support me in the future, then please think about following and subscribing to me on Twitch, Twitter and YouTube. I post on Twitter what events I plan on covering in the future and when I'm actually able to do some casts. I don't have the most free time in the world, unfortunately, so I can't provide constant content, but I can guarantee you every single time that I do cast, I'm giving it my all because I have a lot of passion for it, and hopefully that does come off. So, once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and you stick around for the next video. So hopefully I see you guys there. Cheers.